Today is an exciting day here at Black Bear Forge. I've got something in this crate that I just had to drive down to the state highway, which is just about a quarter mile off of my little road here, and meet the big truck because I don't have room for a truck to turn around, transfer this over, bring it up, and let's open it up and see what I got. Now, if I can't remember where I left my crowbar, this might have to turn into a video about making a crowbar, and then we can open the crate. So hopefully I can figure it out. We're getting closer. Well, that's going to be easier to just do like that. Except what I really got was a lot of really good packing material. Yeah, it's on its back. I don't know if you can see what this is from there with it pointing straight up or not. So what we have is a Paragon heat treating oven with a nice computerized controller on it that I'm probably going to have to read a manual and take a class on to figure out how to work the thing. So now the trick is to get this up on the workbench. This is where having an army of friends at the ready would be nice. But living in a small town with people that aren't at home all the time, that doesn't always work. Luckily, it's not heavy. Too heavy to lift, but not too heavy to... Put the microphone back together. So there it is. Probably not where it will live in the long run, but it's usable right there. I'll have to read the instruction manual and figure out if I can actually turn this display off or if it's just going to sit there and do this all day long. But we can also unplug it. I've got an old Paragon kiln or oven that was some sort of a ceramics burnout or lost wax casting burnout kiln, and had been modified to use as heat treat. Unfortunately, it was always a little bit finicky since the parts were not all original to that oven, and things just didn't always work just right. And it was just simply an older oven, and it wasn't built as well as the newer ones, or at least I hope not as well as the newer ones. And I finally got tired of dealing with something that was unreliable. I am in a business here, and I need to be able to heat treat tools in a reliable, predictable, and repeatable manner. And doing it in the forge is okay, but it's not as good as something I can set the same temperature every single time and know that my heat treat properties are always going to be the same for a given steel. So the heat treat oven is a very important thing to me. So I finally decided to quit worrying about the old one, and I'll probably still try to get it fixed to have a backup. But the current problem, we haven't been able to figure out why it's doing what it's doing. So in the meantime, I splurged. I bought a brand new Paragon oven. All total with shipping, this is about a $1,500 expense. I didn't want to spend that kind of money. I would really rather have that to put in my pocket than to put back in the business in most cases. But if you don't buy the equipment you need when you need it, your work suffers, which means your customers suffer, which means your business suffers. So ultimately, this is something I needed to do. And while I had already ordered this, it took about 5 or 6 weeks to get it here from the day I ordered and paid for it. This morning I noticed Roy over at Christ-Centered Ironworks posted a little talk about "Don't worry about the money," or something like that. That's not the exact title. But he was absolutely correct. What is more valuable to me? The money that I had in the bank, or being able to produce the things that I need to produce to a quality that I can be happy with, so that my customers are happy, so that my business prospers? And that is more valuable to me ultimately. So not worrying about the money is way more important to me right now than doing without the oven so I can keep the money. A year from now, I won't even know that I spent that money, but I will know that I've got a top quality piece of equipment that I can use day in and day out and rely on it. And this should last me 10 or 20 years before I have to worry about making repairs on it. These things have a very good reputation. I'll give you a better review later. Unfortunately, this is way more complicated than my other one. The other one, you could turn it on, you could set it for temperature, and that's all you could do. And when you needed to adjust it, you had to come back and readjust it. So if you wanted a soak time at 1200 degrees, you set it for 1200. You watched it. When it came up to 1200, you looked at your watch, you said, okay, I want to soak for 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, then you wrap it back up to the temperature you want for the hardening. This one, I think you can set all that. And I think it's got an alarm to tell you when it's ready to be quenched. So I think this is going to be much more advanced, and I think I can set programs. I can set a W1 program, an O1 program, an S7 program, an H13 program, and every time I do one of those steels, it will come out the same. If I don't like what's happening, I can make the adjustments to the program and go to a whole new plan of attack, and this will remember that, I think. But I'm going to have to read the owner's manual. In fact, it says, warning, failure to read and follow the instruction manual could void your warranty. Read the manual now, prevents costly mistakes later. I'll take their advice. I'm going to go inside. It's thinking about snowing outside. Yesterday was t-shirt weather. Today it's cold, going to snow. So I think I'm going to go in. I'm going to read my owner's manual. You folks have a good day. I hope you found this interesting. I realize most of you aren't going to go out and buy a heat treat oven. I'm not trying to talk you into it, nor am I being sponsored by Paragon. I paid full price. But if you enjoyed it, I'm glad. If not, you just get a little window into my life in Black Bear Forge. I would love it if you'd hit that subscribe button, and do make time to get out to your shop, make something, be safe, wear your safety glasses, and we'll see you for the next one.